So hey guys, welcome back to the day 3 of our 50 days challenge, and today we're going to discuss about the matrices in Python. We will solve one problem which is snake problem which is related to the matrix on Geeks or Geeks today, and we're going to discuss about some sort of basics thing in Python. It's a basics video. So here we're going to discuss about how to create a matrix in Python and how you can assign values to it, how you can iterate over it, and how you can solve one problem which is a snake problem. It is related to the matrix. So keeping on our tradition to solve those problems on different coding platforms, we will try to solve this problem on Geeks of Geeks. So with starting with, first of all, let's see. So let's understand what is matrix. So those who are in the programming field and those who are not in the programming field, you can understand matrix as a representation. You can understand matrix as a 2D representation first of all. Like till now what we have discussed, you know this is an array, this is 1D array in which like 4, 2, 5, 6, 7 and 8. There are n number of elements I can store in it. This is a simple example of a list in Python. Okay, and when I do, suppose if I create nested list, okay, like this, that becomes a matrix. Okay, so how we write matrix? Like 4, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. So how we represent it? We represent it as rows into column, or how many rows? These are considered as a rows and these are considered as column. Okay, so I can write it as 2 cross 3 matrix, right? So this is the basic matrix. So we can understand it in a way. Suppose if I want to create 3 by 3 matrix, so the best example of matrix is 4, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 1, 4. It's a 3 by 3 matrix, 3 rows and 3 columns. So this is the basics of matrix, how actually matrix looks like and how it actually works. It's the basics of it. Okay, so understanding it in a very great way as possible, let's move to the further. So here you can see one thing. So in the coding implementation, how we can create this matrix. So the first challenge, or how to create this sort of matrix, it's a very great thing, or it's a demandable question. Like you can see when we talk about C languages and all, you can easily create it, but many people don't know, like without using numpy you can even create matrix. Like many people understand it in a way, like by using the numpy or the numpy module, they creates numerical arrays or the matrix in a very good way as possible. Like many people who are here from machine learning and artificial intelligence, they know what the numpy actually means. So keeping on this thing and understanding it in a better way, we will try to implement this thing, how we can implement the matrix. So a very basic way of implementing it, you can see here, like how to do it. How to implement a basic matrix in Python. Let's understand this, because before moving to any sort of problem, you should know how to create a matrix and how to assign values to it. So how to create a matrix? So you can see in a way, the matrix will contain rows and columns. Let's understand there are 3 rows and 3 columns. Let's take example of a square matrix. A square matrix is a matrix which contains equal number of rows and columns. Got my point? This is the square matrix. And now we will see how we can implement. Suppose we take example of rows is 3 and columns are 3. So how we can assign this thing, or how we can create this matrix? Let's see. Okay, so the first thing, this is the matrix. So how we will create it? Okay, so there is a less space, so I have there is a less space here, so I have written here the range of columns for j and range of rows. So what this code actually does, so it will create one none type matrix, or it will create one empty matrix. You can understand it a way which contains none values. All values will be none. Okay, so how we can see it? Let me show you on our coding screen. So I think now my coding screen will be visible to you. Okay, so it's visible to you. So here what we will do, I will just create one basics.py, basics of matrix. So here now assign rows as 2 and suppose columns. Okay, so we are creating 3 by 3, so I will just make it 3 by 3 for better sense. Okay, now what we will do, how we will create a matrix. So like matrix is equal to what we have done, none for I in range of columns for I in range of rows. And now we will print the matrix which we have created. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so you are seeing one thing. Boom guys, you are seeing this thing, that now this is the output. This is the output which is coming. Okay, none. So I have just created one none matrix here. So it's an empty matrix. Okay, now what we will do, how we will assign the value. So we can assign the values by using for loop here. Okay, so suppose I want to take these values from the user. So if I don't want to take values from the user, then I can just statically give the values, but I want to take dynamic values from the user. So I will run first for loop which will run okay, let me show you first of all how we will write out the value in a easy way so that you can even understand it. Okay, so now I think screen is visible to you again. So we have just back on our iPad. So now we will see how it works. Okay, so we have created this matrix first, none comma 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 none. Okay, so we got this particular 2D list. I can consider it as a 2D list, so 2-dimensional list. So now what we will do, we will reassign the values by taking the inputs from the user. How? We will create one for loop I in range of rows. We will first iterate it over the rows, and then like talking about the rows, then this is one row, this is one row. Okay, so first we will put our I over here. So the value of I over here will be 0. This is my row number 2. So I here is 1. This is my row number 3. So I over here is 2. Okay, so till 2 this will run. Okay, now let's see. Now we will create one more loop, because right now by using this for loop, we are iterating this particular block by one. Okay, so now to iterate over the values inside it, like this particular list contain these 3 values. So how we will access it? So to access this, we will use one more for loop here. So for j in range of columns. Now what we are doing, now we will travel into this one by one. Okay, one by one we will go into this particular thing. So by using this, what we will do, we will write the name of our matrix, and at particular index we will take input from the user and convert it into int, because I want to take a numerical input, so I am converting it into integer. Okay, so like this I will take the input. So this value is nothing but this particular value. Okay, this value is nothing but your value is 1 of 0, right? This value is nothing but the value. Got my point? This is how we will take the inputs, and this is how we will assign, and after that we can print our matrix. So this all will contribute to the matrix printing job, right? So like this you can do. Let's now see the implementation part of it, how we can do it, and we will just print out the matrix which we have created. So okay, now let's come back to our VS Code without wasting any time. Okay, so this is my VS Code. So now what I will do, now I just have that none matrix here. You can see the output none is coming below down. So now what we will do first, we will go for I in range of rows first, and then for I in range of the columns, and then okay, this will be J, right? Because this is the J pointer. Let's see. Now what we will do, now we will change the value of matrix by taking the user input here. Okay, you can do like this, and after that what you can do, you can just print the matrix how it looks. Okay, this is how you can just create the matrix, and you can assign the values to it, and you can print it. Now let's see how it will look. So it's coming none, and now we will give it the value. So let's assign the dynamic values to it, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Boom guys, we have successfully created one matrix, and your output looks like, my output look like this. Got the thing? So we have created the matrix, a simple matrix implementation, okay, in Python. Like after seeing this simple implementation, because the questions, when we want to do them some sort of questions over it, so basic implementation, you should know how to create a matrix in Python and how you can assign the values over it. So it is very important to know the basics out of here, and then it will be easy for you to solve any sort of problem in a very great way as possible. So now let's see what our problems look like. Okay, so this is the basic matrix implementation I just shown you. You can try it yourself, and you can see the consequences of it. It is very easy way. You can do it in an easy way, and then we will move towards our snake problem. Now what this snake problem is, so I will just take you to the Chrome browser for the snake problem, and where you can just see how our snake problems actually look like. Okay, so now let's go to the snake problem, and here is the snake problem. Okay, so it's a GFG question. So here you can see now this problems look like. We have given one matrix. It's a simple matrix implementation problem. So there is only one logic which you have to use, and you can just do it in a very quick way as possible. Okay, so this problem looks like, in a way, you have given a matrix of size n cross n. So remember one thing, you have given a matrix of size n cross n. So by this particular term, what you think? You think that we have just note down the important points over for this question. I'm giving the heading next snake problem. Okay, now what I have given, I have given a matrix of size n cross n. What it means, that my rows will also n and my columns is also n. Correct. This thing is given. Now I have to print this matrix in this form. Okay, simple question. I have given one matrix, just noting it down. I have given this matrix. So in the question, the matrix will be provided to you. You not have to create matrix, it will be provided to you. But I have just told you how to implement it. Okay, 27, 29, 47, 48, then 32, then 33, then 39 and 50. Great. So this is the particular snake problem which is in front of you guys. Now we will move again to our screen. Okay, so now you can see this is the basic problem, and you have to iterate this. Right now what we are doing, how this question is different from the thing which we have just done right now. So what you are seeing here, we are just iterating over in the basic approach which I have just told you, or we have just coded. What we are doing, we are using we are considering this as a row, this as a row, and inside these are the columns. Okay, these are the columns. You can see it in a way. It's not like that, but you can see it in a way. This is the columns. So this is your I. Okay, this is your I, which moves like this, and this is your J, which moves like this. Got my point? So till now what is happening, till now what we have done, we are just traversing, like when I is equal to 0, then J also travels from here, and when it reaches over here, it prints this thing, 10, 20, 30 and 40. And then after the next iteration, that I shifts over here, right? So let's shift the I over here. Let's shift the I over here. Now my I is over here, and my J moves again to the initial position, which is here. Now it starts like this, and it give me the output like this. Similarly, it goes for the next two rows even. So now what is the catch? In the snake problem, we don't want that J comes back to the initial position where it is in the beginning. We want that it should go down from here, right? This is the change. Like after 40, J will not come back to our initial position or 0. It will remain on 80, and it will print 80, 70, 60 and 50. That will be the snake problem. Like if you are given one matrix like this, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 6, 2, 1, 8, 9, 7, 10. So how your matrix will be printed? It will be printed like this. And your output should look like 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 6, 1, 8, 9, 7 and 10. Like this you have to do in this snake problem. Now let's see how you can do it. Now let's come to the approaches. Now which approach I will be telling you, let's see. So I will be using counter approach here, or count approach. I just named it myself count approach. Why? Let me tell you what I will do. I will run this for loop, which will be running till, like I have given the matrix. So let me calculate the size of it, as it is n by n matrix. So range will be length of matrix. I can write like this, because when I will write length of matrix, then actually this value I will get, right? So like this we will do it. Now what I will do next, I will create one count variable here in the outside. Now why I am creating it? The reason for the creation of it is, like when I will travel till here, okay, till here, my J will come back again to the initial position. So to prevent that J not come here, what I will do, I will start from here, or let us suppose that the J value here is 3. So now what I will do, first I will increment the J value, and then I will decrement the J value till 0, and then I will again increment the J value. So to tell whether I have to increment or I have to decrement the value of J, to tell whether I have to increment or decrement the value of J, I will use the count approach or the flag approach here. Like I will just create count as 1. So I will check for the condition, like if my count is equal to 1, then what you have to do? Then for J in range, again length of matrix, again you can write length of matrix here, and inside that what is happening, what we will do, we will create one result array, and what we will do, result dot append, let me take it here. So result dot append matrix of I and j. So like this I will just added the value, or what I will do, I will just appended the value further, right? Like this we will do. Now what we will do, my value is getting appended. Let me make it more clear so that you can understand it. Okay, so this is my first case, and after this, when this will happen, my j is at 3. Now my j value is 3. Then what I will do, I will change the count to 0 now. Now again it will check. So in that case, now what I will do, for j in range, now this time I will run this loop. Now this time I will actually run the loop in the negative direction, or I will not run this loop in the incrementing way, but I will run this loop in the decrementing way. So how you can run the loop in the reverse order? Simple. We will just raise matrix 0 and -1 here. Simple. So by this statement is length of matrix. I have to decrement it, so -1. So that's I have just written over here. Okay. So by this thing it will run the loop in the negative direction, and by this I will again append matrix I and j. Okay, and then I will change the count back to 1. Simple. So when I will get my count back to 1, I have to again increment it. So like by using this I will increment, and by using this I will decrement, and by the end I will print my result, or in the terminology sense I will return the result. So this will be my basic approach to solve this. So by using this I'm gonna solve this problem. So now let's see how it actually looks when we solve it in our. Let me first show you how you can solve it in a VS Code, and then we will just move again to our thing, right? So let me show you how you can solve it in a VS Code. Okay, where is my VS Code, guys? Here it is, VS Code. Okay, so now VS Code is in front of you, and I'm just gonna code it. So suppose I have already given a matrix. So we have just suppose that we have given a 2 cross 2. So let's take example of this matrix: 1 2 3 and 4 5 6 and 7 8 9. Let me take example, like you can also create matrix like this. Now I have given this matrix, so let's see how we can figure it out. So what we had done in the approach, we have created one matrix, and then what we are just doing, we are creating one result array and one count, which is 1 by default. Now for I in range, we will move from 0 to length of our matrix, and then here I will check for the condition, like if my count is equal to 1, then what I will do, for j in range, and it will run from where my j will go on. So my j will go till my length of the matrix again, right? So like this, and then what will happen, I will just result dot append, and here I will just write matrix of I n, right? Like this we have to do. And after that, if one thing we have forgotten here, I will just show you here. This is the decrementing loop, so it will run from length of matrix till how much time it will take, like 0 and -1 I will write here, and I will just again result dot append matrix of I, and here will be the j. Now remember one thing. First I will change the count to 0 after coming here, and after coming here I will just change my count to 1. So now remember one thing. When we wanna run this thing, okay, when we will run this, there will be one catch here. This will return one error which will show you index out of range, and it will definitely show you this error. Let me show you practically. If I print the results here, so this will show me one error. I will tell you why. Here you can see index out of range. So this error will come actually. Now there are two problems which how you can solve it, because as we know the length, okay, so length minus 1 is the actual index, like the length of matrix is 3. Length of matrix is 3. So there is nothing like 3 in this matrix. It will 0, 1 and 2. 3 is not there. 0, 1, 2 is there. 3 is not there. So this will return one error which is index out of range. So there are two possibilities which how we can solve it. Now when I will write j minus 1, it will run successfully. So let's see. You can see I got my solution, and you can see that I have got my solution. I will just show you here. So this is the output which we have just got. Now we can check. Like 1, 2 and 3, then 6, 5, 4, then 7, 8, 9. Correct. Our output is absolutely correct. There is no problem in it. Okay, there is no problem in this output. This approach is correct. Now talking about one thing, like in many questions, you want that your output is not look like this list. It should be like written like this. Now many people want to tell them some sort of trick. So the trick for this question, or not for this question specifically, I will give you one method how you can convert this. Suppose this list 6, 5, 4, 7, 8, 9 look like 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 4, 7, 8, 9. So how you can convert this list representation into this kind of representation? So this you can done by using this statement. You can note this join here. What will come? Str of, okay, string of x for I in result. Okay, now you can give one difference here, and how you can write it? It's very simple. And you can just print the final, and let's see. Okay, so it's giving me an error that I have not assigned what is x. So sorry for this error. It will be like this. So when I will run this file, you can see I got my answer in this format. So it's just a different format representations. So this code you can remember if you want to convert this representation or list representation into this kind of a representation. But for this question we don't want this. I just told you as an extra knowledge of it. Now we will go back again to the Geeks of Geeks and solve it. How we can just encounter that problem on Geeks of Geeks. So here it is the problem which is in front of you, and we will just have to solve it. So correct, let's write our code. So the matrix is already given to us. So we just have to code the solution over the matrix. So as we know the matrix is given to us, there is no need of any sort of thing. We will just create one result and count, and we will just assign it. And for I in range, the length of matrix, you can write here like this, and here you can give the condition like if count is equal to 1. So we have to run the incrementation part. So here from 0 to length of matrix, you can create like this. You can also write directly length of matrix, hardly matters. Okay, now what we have to do after this, we will use the result dot append to append over the values of matrix I and j, and then like this, I will just change the value of count here. So my count will become 0 over here, and then else part of it, for j in range, it will run from the length of matrix to the 0 decrementally, and then result dot append matrix in j, and here my count will become the 1. Simple, right? Again, don't miss this thing. And after that, what we can do, we can simply return the results or the result array, and we can see how it actually solves this problem or not. Let us check. Okay, so our test cases has been passed, our problem is successfully solved, right? So we have successfully solved this problem. So this is the game. Okay, this is the game. We have just solved this problem. We can also test this for our custom inputs. You can give the custom inputs, like if you give custom inputs like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, let's give me the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and then let us run. So okay, so the custom input also, it is solving it. So great guys, it's really great. So we have just solved this problem, and so we have just covered the basics of this particular matrix. So in this video I have just covered the basics of matrix in Python. From our next day we will discuss about some sort of great problems now on matrix. So get ready for it. See you in the day 4. This is Ashwardhan shining off. See you soon guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. Always remember, you are awesome.